Now, on Friday, India slammed UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet over her remarks on the ongoing farmers' protest in the country and the government's actions on journalists and activists. Speaking at the general debate on oral update of the High Commissioner at the 46th session of Human Rights Council, Ambassador Indramani Pandey said that India has set a goal of doubling the income of farmers by 2024. The purpose of enacting 3 Farm Acts is to enable farmers to realize a better price for their produce. Now, Pandey further stressed on the fact that the government has shown utmost respect for the protests and has remained engaged in dialogue to resolve the conflict. Thus, UNHRC's chief's remarks on the protest lacks both objectivity and impartiality. Now, India's response has come along following the comment of UNHRC chief over government's treatment of journalists and media covering the movement. Bachelet on Friday commented on the protests, suggesting that the agitations highlight the importance of meaningful consultations to end a conflict. She also described the sedition charges against the journalists as, quote-unquote, a disturbing departure from essential human rights principles. Our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal gets us a report on this news story. Let's listen in.
Well, the latest run-in between the UN Human Rights Commissioner and the Indian government is not new. We know that the Human Rights Council session is underway. This was expected. She, of course, raked the farmers' issues here in India, the farmers' protests here in India, the developments in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This, of course, irked New Delhi. We know that the comments by New Delhi are pretty strong. India questioned the silence of the UN Human Rights Commissioner on the developments in the Union Territory when it comes to the issue of cross-border terrorism. Also, her silence when it comes to the Red Fort violence we saw in the month of January. She, of course, has been silent about the issue of terrorism, but very vocal about other issues. And that is why there have been a number of run-ins between both the sides, and latest being one which we saw on Friday and was on expected line. In fact, India has been calling for a consultative approach, which, of course, the Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar highlighted during the India statement in this very session. But largely, it looks like that whatever the comments are coming from the Commissioner are something that will continue. And, of course, New Delhi is going to make a strong rebuttal to all these comments. In fact, the Indian envoy highlighted how the farm laws are important for uplifting the farmers, and also talked about the developments in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir in terms of the constitutional changes which came about after removal of special status in the month of August 2019, and then, of course, recently held election. In fact, India has resumed high-speed 4G internet in the Union Territory. With video journalist Neeraj Patel, Siddhant Sibal for WION in New Delhi.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.